Leaders, what's the thing that is so incredibly important to you that you want to multiply it 100 times? Hi, it's Richard here, and several years ago when I was in my corporate role, I had an epiphany. I realised that I didn't want to sit my grandchildren on my lap in many years' time and tell them that in my job, in my career, what I had basically done was increase the EBITDA margin of, say, AT&T by 0.5%. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's not a problem, but it wasn't the thing that set my heart on fire. It wasn't the thing that I knew I wanted to give my life to. And that, if you like, was actually the moment when Xquadrant was born. I realised that what I wanted to do was to have impact and influence in leaders who would go on to change the world in extraordinary ways. And I realised that at this stage of my life, perhaps I'd only impacted a couple of leaders in that genuinely deep, transformative way. Perhaps a handful. I wanted to do more. I'd seen how I could do it, and I wanted to do a lot more. And that's how I formed Xquadrant. My goal is to do that with hundreds, right, of leaders, probably thousands, before my career is over. Okay, so what is it that's so deeply important to you that you want to 100x it? This is what I call defining our impact KPI. Often it's not actually we want 100x our personal income, though it's always nice, right? We probably don't need 100x income. Perhaps we want 100x our business, but again, why, right? There's normally something deeper, more meaningful we want to achieve. So the first thing we need to do is to identify what is that impact KPI. I worked with a senior exec who was aspiring to become a CEO, and he was also interested in giving back. I asked him what he was going to do to give back. He said, well, perhaps I could work in a soup kitchen now and again. And I was like, well, I'm sure that's a good idea for your own personal growth, but at the end of the day, that's, if you like, a minimum wage job with minimum wage impact. It's a great thing to do to keep you humble and connected with people. But if you're a CEO, how much more impact could you have by applying your business, your contacts, your resources, your people to really create something transformative? And we started to connect to his 100x impact, that he wanted to build his business, but he wanted the impact of that in a particular area of social impact to actually be 100 times more. He actually wants to create 10,000 IT jobs in a deprived area of the world. Now that's real impact, okay? So here's my challenge today. What's the one thing you would like to 100x in the next 10 years? Leave me a comment below. Let's talk.